under privacy. We're going to talk about the GOP. Oh, sorry. I'm not kidding. We're going to talk about the GOP. Goodness gracious, it's so bad. It's so bad. The extremism, and then I'm going to lay it to rest because I don't, unless I'm doing like disagreements, which I'm not this Sunday. I know Liana's coming on, and I've got some other people coming on, but then next weekend I'm not either because we are going to celebrate 50K next weekend. Are you kidding me? You guys are amazing. And I will say good morning, but 49K I hit this morning. At least that's what it was when I woke up, sometime in the middle of the night. By next weekend, by the end of this weekend even possibly, I will have 50,000 subs. That is mind boggling. Thank you, Abstract Zone. I never thought I would ever get over that plateau. And I know a lot of it is my shorts content. I'm not obviously dumb to that idea, right? But 50K this weekend or next weekend, I'm sorry. We're going to celebrate it, so you guys better be here. But yeah, you're being magnetic. Is that good? That's good, right? So yes, I'm so excited. I can't believe it, honestly. And then I posted something this morning. I don't know if you guys saw my community post, but what really started my channel's growth was a video that went super for me. I've never had anything go viral before. Now I've had not quite a few things. I've had a decent amount of stuff get good views. I'll say that. But my one that really started it was this video with Dakota Johnson in it and Johnny Depp. And they were at a press conference and it looked very clearly like he was upset. She was being sweet to him, all of that. I don't know what it's at right now. Last time I checked that video, it was at like 17 million views, so it's probably around 20 now. But the funny thing about that is this woman, Dakota Johnson, and if you don't know who she is, I don't actually know her from anything other than 50 Shades of Grey. I know she's been in a few things, but she was the main actress in 50 Shades of Grey, and I can't even think of the character's name. But she actually commented on it this morning and she wasn't very happy about it. She actually said that she didn't want to be brought into, Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, which I understand it. I totally understand it. But here's the thing. As people that have followed this situation for a very long time, we may tend to look into things too much. That's human nature. And it was a really good video. And I feel I feel a little bit like an asshole, but also again I'm like, yeah, I put that out there. I know a lot of other people did too afterwards. There's this weird influx of people kind of just like I'm going to start, I don't know. I don't It's the internet, right? People are going to steal your content. That happens a lot. And it's not my content necessarily, especially if I'm using, stuff from the trial or different movies or stuff like that. But I thought about putting a watermark on it because I've had a weird influx of people uh blatantly taking them. And that's okay. That shit happens. I'm not even mad about it. I just like it's kind of more like an honor thing. Like you thought that short was so good, you wanted to put it on your channel. Okay, cool. Like oh my god, really? Dakota Johnson is going to play Madam Web in the Sony Spider-Verse spin-off movie. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. I liked her in 50 Shades of Grey. But that's all I've seen from her. Again, now I don't do a lot of movie watching, right? But I like her. I like her a lot. Good morning, Robert. Thank you so much. I noticed many of those who say baby killers, 6 million deaths, etc., are those complaining about abortion under 20 weeks. meaning their life at conception. Yes, and there is and we'll talk about that. Thank you, Robert, very much. Life begins for different people at different stages, right? Life begins for Judaism at birth. Life begins for the Catholicism at conception. And it all that's a more psychological or yeah, I mean that's a you thing, right? So here's the thing. You have to actually look, and we'll get there, to the 14th Amendment. And the 14th Amendment says born or naturalized, meaning life starts when you're born, right? We'll get there, I promise, I promise. Let's say good morning first. Thank you, Robert. Black Phoenix, good morning. Good morning, Sultan and Medley. Good morning, James, cartoon in comics. I feel weird because I feel weird because I saw Madam Web naked. Oh my god, that's so funny. Good morning, Bianca. Good morning, Elon. Good morning, Abstract Zone. Good morning, Angelo, 007 Angelo. I'm sorry. I'm just good morning, Jay. I'm just calling you Angelo from now on. Is that okay? Am I allowed to do that? I 007, like, are you a big Bond fan maybe? Good morning, figure drawing. Good morning, Samuel. Good morning, Mr. Plum Noir. Plump Noir. Maybe I said that right. I don't know. Good morning, Joseph. Am I missing anyone here? Good morning, John. Ivan Taro. By the way, I also like how you disagree with Ethan Van Sciver, but you consider him awesome despite your disagreements with him. Interesting. Just some guy thinks of Ethan the same. Oh, there's no denying. There's absolutely no denying that Ethan is a talented man. He, he can be a great drawer. He can be very talented. I enjoy some of the books, many of the books, especially during the metal. Like this is one of my good morning, Raymond. I'm sorry. Some of his stuff in metal, like some of the stuff I showed in my intro is based off of what he did. Doesn't mean he's a good person. Doesn't mean I can't criticize him. I don't like the way he treats people, and that's pretty apparent. But yes, you can't take that away. Good morning, Chino the pony. Actually, good morning. Yeah, that's true. That's one thing Ethan does like to claim. I was fired because I was a Trump supporter. Honey, that's illegal. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Okay. All right. It was up earlier. Chino said, I am pro-life for myself, but for other people, I'm pro-choice. And what you doing, baby? Okay, go. I got kitties this morning. That's exactly how I've been trying to describe myself throughout this entire thing, right? I am very much so against the control of any sort of decisions that basically come down to a human right? Um, I am against any sort of control, period. I was not. Good morning, Hooded Justice. I was not for vax mandates. I know a lot of people like to conflate. Like, it blows my mind that these people are like, no, well, women can't choose. But I won't put a fucking piece of cloth over my face. Like, it's so hypocritical. But then again, I have remained consistent through the entire thing, right? I'm not for any control whatsoever. Whatsoever. And that it call me I've been nah, you're just an idiot. Good morning, Delic. Yes, this is our resident idiot that just tries to goat me. And is super extreme right wing. But I don't remember what I was saying. But yes, it's an idea of control. You don't get to control somebody else's bodies or decisions. Good morning, Preacher Bear. And you don't get to control what somebody else does with their lives. That is fascistic in nature. What's going on this morning? Have all my cats lost their fucking mind and want to drive me crazy at once? Yeah, pretty much. Stalker on the loose, yeah. I am right wing at least. Yeah, that's a little scary. Especially if you look at what the GOP stands for. Did you guys see? We'll go right into it. But did you guys see that the GOP in Texas would not allow anybody, what are they called? Log cabin? Do you hear this? You guys are all fucking assholes this morning. Can you please? 2 hours is all I ask. 2 hours. Anyways, they knocked over my organizer that I keep on my organization. Okay. Did you guys see that? Yeah, Texas GOP is pro segregation. We're gonna get to all that, but they actually did not allow, I believe they're called pro or log cabin conservatives, which is weird to me. If you're gay and you're conservative, you do you, but it's weird to me. Like, it's weird to me to see like Blair White grift so hard she's grifting with people that hate her. Like, she literally went on a live stream one time and the one woman goes, yeah, I can't remember her name, but she goes, well, the best thing you can do for America is let your mustache grow up and stop teaching this stuff. Like, you grift so hard. You grift with the people that fucking hate you. It's mind-blowing. But they would not allow any queer people into the GOP in Texas. And we're going to get there. It's just, you can't be gay and conservative. That makes no sense. Yeah, I don't know why you would ever. Like, it's funny now that this has gotten overturned. It's not funny, it's terrible, but you see people like Dave Rubin getting blasted for just wanting to be a father. And I can respect the idea. I can't respect what comes out of his mouth most of the time. But Dave Rubin, his right to his marriage is up, right? It's gonna, like, I'm not being hyperbolic. They're aimed at stuff like that. It is mind blowing. Internalized homophobia. The Republican, I'm assuming. Okay, so we're gonna start all of this with the 14th Amendment. I enjoy a little catnip here and there. You know, you can actually, and I don't know if this is true, but one of my friends in high school, his name was Steve, big gay dude, like he was awesome. But he used to take all these weird random herbs and make tea out of them, and his favorite one to do was catnip. It's really weird, right? There's a far left and a far right. Both are bad. Absolutely, Elon. And Elon is one of our resident conservatives, but he's a sane one, right? Like, I don't think when and I language online is hard, but I don't think that when I say conservatives or Republicans and I talk about them in a derogatory, like, I don't think, and if I do, I apologize to people like Elon, but I don't think he takes offense. I think he sees where I'm going with talking about the extremes. And that's the problem. Elon is not sane. I mean, that's debatable. No, I'm just kidding. But that's the problem. I shouldn't, the language online is so worthless. You have to be so careful about what you say. And I hate that. I really, really do. Like the fact that people are mad, and I know this is going back and I've talked about this before, that Star Wars is against racism. Like, the only people that should be offended is the racist. What is wrong with you people? What do you consider McCurk? I don't know what that is. Why is there so much anger at people that want to say the unborn? That want to say or save? I think that might have been a typo, but I don't want to infer what you're saying. Okay, let's talk about the 14th Amendment a little bit. We're going to talk about we're going to go over the language of it, right? So here we go. This is all of this stuff that is there's a lot of stuff that came from the 14th Amendment, right? So we have all persons born, this is important, okay? All persons born or naturalized in the United States are subject to jurisdiction thereof, the citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. Right there, when Roe v. Wade was overturned, I believe it was Missouri or Mississippi, I can't remember. 15 minutes is all it took to fuck this up. 15 minutes, that trigger law went into effect so quickly that abortion was already banned. Now, to be fair, all of the laws that I have seen do take into account the exception of the mother's life being in danger. I don't think I have seen any that do not. Now, I want to be fair there. That doesn't make it okay, but at least there's a shred of humanity, right? Nor shall any state deprive the person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. That's the due process clause. Basically, you know what due process is. The equal protection law is next. Nor deny to any person within the jurisdiction the equal protection of the law. Meaning, you got to treat people equally. And there's a lot of, with that equal protection clause, hold on one second. So in Fantasy I Die, thank you so much. He will turn into Nerdette's political ponderings. Oh, that's a cool name though. At this rate, love the political streams. I want you to be the first female president. You know what's really funny is I was not, and I'm not, a Hillary Clinton supporter, but I think we wouldn't be having this conversation had she been elected, right? Because the fact that Trump got in three pro-life conservatives judges with my biggest issue with the Supreme Court is there's no term limits, right? But it would be a different conversation. But thank you so much in Fantasy I Die. Also, get the likes up. That's right. Make sure you guys hit like, because I'm sure this is already demonetized. I haven't checked yet, but I'm sure. See, this is why I give props to people like Elon or Shane or Reese. I know they're all, or Joe Bustify. I know they're all pro-life conservatives, but the last part is really important. But it's not my job to police other people. What part is affected? What part of your life is affected by somebody across the country who was raped, or doesn't matter the reason? Doesn't matter the reason. It's not our job to police other people, and that's what I like. So, equal protection clause is important, and it's actually really weird. One could argue that affirmative action is actually more kind of not okay by this equal protection law, right? Nor deny any person the jurisdiction of equal protection of the law. I get it's not laws, but like, and one could argue, I would say so. So this opened up a lot. You've got, of course, Plessy versus Ferguson and Brown versus the Board of Education. Those things are, separate but equal. They saw it really wasn't equal. And in 1954, they changed that. Now, this amendment is in 1868. We're actually going to switch over because we're not going to kind of dwell on the Plessy versus Ferguson or Brown versus the Board of Education. But we are going to dwell on the other ones that are important. Separation of church and state is our right, and that should be reflected in our laws. That's the thing. That's the thing, Chuck. It's not. It's absolutely not. Right now, we are being governed by a very, very heavy evangelical Supreme Court. And it's one of the most important thing is your freedoms in America. However, we are not having that in our Supreme Court. It is being laws are being dictated by Christianity. Is it morally right to kill an unborn baby or not? We're not talking morals here. We are absolutely talking about law. Your morality is subjective. Thank you so much, Robert. Those who either are agnostic or believe in a religion but are not die-hard religions are the most reasonable-minded people. 100% agree. And I actually agree that there's a lot of reasonable atheists too. Don't fall for the zealotry. Did you guys actually see that remember, you know how Chris Pratt, he's been kind of unfairly the I guess recipient of a lot of criticism. You know, they did that whole who's the best Chris and everything. I like Chris Pratt. I think he's a great actor. He's funny. But they actually, you know, went at him for years, a couple times here or there, something about his kid, you know, and he did an interview yesterday or the day before. And he said, I'm not even really religious. I don't know where this idea came from. Oh my God. Immediately. The people that were like, leave Chris Pratt alone. Leave him alone. He's a good guy. Are like, fuck Chris Pratt. Fuck Chris Pratt. I don't like Chris Pratt. I never did. It was just a joke, guys. It was just a joke. Like, they're immediately attacking him. What? What? Y'all are hypocrites like crazy. So we went over the 14th Amendment, so we know what it says, right? It's pretty basic stuff. Not basic, but a lot of the rights that are in the 14th Amendment, like the right to privacy, is an inferred right. These things are pretty well known. What we're going to talk about now is a couple other things. And that is the rights that many may seem coming into question, that we may see having more of an issue, and that kind of all stem from God created these nuts. But these are going to come into question. Not only that, we're actually seeing proof of that. And I'm going to kind of center in on the Texas GOP just because they're the worst and they had some stuff lately. But it is extremism that will kill the Republican Party. Now, not all. There are reasonable people. I've demonstrated that already in this stream. There are reasonable people. But the Republicans really fucked up by doing this. They are going to lose so many votes. So many votes. Like, honestly, if I was wanting a, you know, midterm issue or even 2024, I would be very nervous if I was a Republican. Is it 70% of people want Roe v. Wade legal? 70% agree with it. That shows how out of touch the Supreme Court is. That's why I know a lot of Democrats are like, well, we need to pack the court. No, we just need to set term limits. Can I zoom? I can. So, let's talk about the Constitution a little bit more, right? I'm going to bore each and every single one of you. Planned Parenthood versus Casey. Now, this case changed the standards A fetal viability. Now, when we talk about viability of a fetus, we're talking about when the fetus can live outside of the mother, when it is viable, right? So usually that's right around 24 weeks. And that's kind of where I cut off my thinking when it comes to abortion, right? That's kind of where my line is drawn. Now everybody draws their line a little bit differently, but I also think 24 weeks is plenty enough time to make that decision. And when people use this excuse of it's always late term abortion, it's usually like, I think it's like 8%. Suck them babies out. What? It's like 8%. It's a very, very small minority. It's as small, or no, I'm sorry. It's even smaller than that. 8% is rape, incest, all of that. It's an even smaller amount. So don't use that excuse of late term abortion. Nobody's having a late term abortion. It's very, very rare. It's like 6,000 a year. It's very, very rare, right? Nobody does that. And if they do, I take issue with that. I think you've had plenty of time to decide. Actually, it's like if you go to the CDC, and that's what I had up last weekend on Sunday when we were talking about this, 92% of abortions happen before 13 weeks. Let that sink in, right? My line is kind of where the brainwave occurs, but yeah, 24 weeks is long enough. Do you happen to know what week that happens in? I'm not sure either. I kind of feel like 24 weeks is more than enough time, right? But if the baby is possibly viable, and of course it could be 23 weeks, it could be 33 weeks. If the baby is viable, your time to make that decision is over. Usually late term abortion only happens when the mom life is in danger. Exactly. It's very, very rare. Oh, well, Supreme Court decided to kill the planet. Yeah, our planet's fucked. Yeah. So, Planned Parenthood for Casey. Yeah. Think about these things. These are all, and I'm not even being hyperbolic. These are all coming on the chopping block. Whole Woman's Health versus Hellerstedt. This was when this was ruled by the Supreme Court that the courts cannot put restrictions on clinics. Yeah, I don't see that actually. I don't see that actually holding up. I just don't. June Medical Services versus Gee. Observed privileges at hospitals. Now, what this was the doctor had to be within 30 miles to have a privilege at the hospital in order to perform an abortion. This is not why I'm talking about June Medical Services versus Gee. This showed proof that an abortion is one of the safest medical procedures out there. That's why that was so important. That was only a couple years ago, right? That was only a couple years ago. They proved how safe it was. So they tried to restrict them so they could not actually go to the hospital to perform it. That's why that's so important. These doctors need to have privileges at hospitals in order to have a safe environment. Now, there is abortion clinics and all of that, but it proved how safe it was. And unfortunately, it kind of shocked a lot of people. So what we're going to talk about, the only reason I bring these up is because I want to show you, it's too safe. Let's make it illegal. Good morning, Warm Lily. That's too funny. So, what I want to talk about is these are all what are on the chopping block. They're all changing. Everything's changing. It creates an undue burden to the women. And that's why a lot of people are like, well, just adoption. I hope that every single one of you pro-lifers that have been driving me crazy for days, some of you are great. I'm not saying that. But some of you are pretty fucking rude. Whether it's on here or it's on TikTok. I hope that all of you pro-lifers are not planning on having children. If you are a pro-lifer at this point right now, you should be adopting. You should be adopting. I'm sorry, there's no excuse for you to have a child naturally. There's not. Not if you are taking away the rights of other women. Adopt their child. Adopt their child. Robert, thank you so much. This is where I think the left fucked up by trying to push laws for stupidly late abortions. This gave the right, you're not wrong, right ammunition that all left equals equal. Well, they try to, you know what the right has become to me? There is a weird thing within the right that their whole kind of political stance is owning the libs. Like their whole reason for existing is owning the libs. You notice how when this got turned over and people were talking about it, do you notice the difference in talking points, right? A lot of people on the left were very scared, were very worried. We're trying to get information out there that actually Facebook and Instagram all censored. If you live in certain states, they would censor information on how to get Plan B or contraception or anything like that. But on the right, all you hear is hoes mad. Hoes mad. Maybe close your legs. Hoes mad. That's it. That's it. Like, generally, when I hear hoes mad or something like that, I'm like, you probably haven't seen a vagina in a very long time. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But do you even know what one looks like? I mean, I'm probably not wrong with that one. But yes, you are right. I don't agree with late-term abortion. Again, unless the mother is in jeopardy. The mother in this situation is the most important. I saw a TikTok yesterday. I know I am way too addicted to it. It's really bad. By the way, you guys should be totally following me on TikTok. Anyways, I seen one yesterday, and it was I don't know how old she was. She looked younger, in her early 30s, maybe mid 30s. 2 children at home, a husband, a dog, a cat, a house, a career, a part of she helped with the PTA. They're like this really great woman, right? She lives in Texas. She's 16 weeks pregnant. She is going to be in the hospital for the rest of her pregnancy if she survives. They won't do anything for her right now. She is having brain bleeding. It was it was fucking terrible, you guys. Like, I really wanted to just do anything I can for this woman, but I can't do anything. Let me see. I don't know remember how to I have my TikTok on here. I might be able to show you if I liked it. But of course I probably didn't. Like, okay, I did. Let me actually I want to share this with you guys. It's only 3 minutes long, but I want to give you a little bit of perspective. Okay? I want to show you, thank you Robert by the way. Just give you a little bit of perspective. See something through somebody else's eyes, okay? Just 3 minutes. Let me make sure you guys can see this. All right, let me know. Can somebody let me know? I'm going to play it for a second. Let me know if you can hear it. Let me know if you can hear it. She just said nobody's probably going to see this. Anyone, anyone, anyone? Can you hear her? No audio. Are you fucking freaking hate? Hey. Let me figure out how to do this. I know there's a way. And I know it's just a silly thing to show you, but perspective is important. I think I know what I gotta do. I think I gotta go on my browser to go to TikTok and then share it that way. Give me 1 second, I'm sorry. All right. Where'd you go? Wait, that's not my likes. Oh, I was looking at my photo or my actual TikToks. I'm like, this isn't right. Okay, I got it. This should work. I'm sorry, I'm so unorganized, but I wanted to show you this. Okay, now let me know if there's any audio. It should be working.
So, honestly, probably nobody's gonna see this, but I don't really care if it reaches.
Okay, tell me if you hear it. You better hear it. Yes, yes, thank you so much. Okay, I want you to listen. Just listen to someone else's story.
10 people or it reaches 10,000 people. It's not really the goal. That's mostly just to say what I need to say. So I'm 16 weeks pregnant. I live in a state that's very, very, very red. And 90% of the population here obviously does not believe in abortion, which, whatever, right? It is your personal choice not to believe in that, and that's totally fine. And I will fight for your right to read your Bible and to practice what you want to practice with your own body. But here's the thing. I'm 16 weeks pregnant. I love my baby. And I'm sitting in a hospital room with blood clots in my brain. And I am fighting with doctors left and right about treatment because it's dangerous for the baby. And the thing is that this baby isn't even viable. So if there is no me, there is no baby. And it just really goes to show that the concern for a fetus is more than the concern will ever be about me. Because it doesn't matter that my pupil is becoming non-reactive and, you know, I'm having headaches and my vision is deteriorating and I have pressure on my brain. It doesn't matter. They want to make sure the baby...
Phantom Robert, you're fucking ridiculous. How about she acts modest? She's a married woman. Nobody's using birth control as a fucking form of abortion as birth control. That's a fucking non sequitur that the right like to pretend happens all the time. If you really think that happens, I'm sorry. Michael, you are fucking stupid.
The baby is safe, and I do too, but I also have 2 other kids and a life and a fiance and a home and a dog and everything that is relying on me to be okay. And at the end of the day, it is my choice. It is my baby. I'm the one that made it. If I say I know the risks, I'm okay with the risks, I want to do what is in the best interest of me to make sure that I can go home to my 2 already living, breathing children, then that is up to me. That is up to nobody else, whether it be Congress, whether it be my fucking neighbor, whether it be anybody. It's not up to you to make decisions about something that does not have anything to fucking do with you. So this is just to say, keep your fucking laws off my body. And if you believe in the Bible, I will fight for you to do that. It does not mean you get to dictate what I do with my healthcare and my life and my children and what decisions I make about my own body and my own self.
Fucking horrible. Update over here. I'm being transferred to the IC2 or ICU and beginning treatment shortly. And there's nothing she can do. Yeah, that was fucking gross. How about she act like a lady? How about you act like a man? Clearly you are not. She has other kids to worry about. She has other kids to worry about also. Stop acting like they use it all as birth control. Stop acting like this is a normal thing. You're actually making things way worse by not seeing the real issues at hand. I'm sorry. It's not okay to act like that. Batgirl news. Here's Samuel's article. What did I miss? Let's see. We'll look. I don't understand people. I don't understand how people can have literally no fucking conscience towards other people. Even exceptions to abortion bans pit a mother's life against doctor's fear. Layla Hausman was 8 weeks pregnant in the spring of 2021 when she woke up to find her field of vision smeared in hazy screen, the Vaseline rubbed on the Vaseline rubbed on the lens of a camera. She was already worried about her own health. She spent the day before nursing herself through a pain of a migraine, but now headache was much worse. Blurred vision, vomiting. Nothing would stay down during a 90-minute appointment with she remembered vomiting 20 times in 90 minutes. Okay. Something was wrong. She decided she wanted abortion. She was willing to risk she wasn't willing to risk LOL Hole's mad. What did I just say? What did I literally just say? Strap premarital. What are these people? I told you, they don't give a shit about people. They don't give a shit about people. Their whole fucking thing is owning the libs. And sometimes it's funny. But no one forces you to fuck. You are a useful idiot. No, Travis, that's you. That's absolutely you. You literally come to my page randomly and say stupid shit. Like the one you put press X to doubt that I said it was my 50th episode and 50 million views. You were right. At that time, it's more like 60 million views. And now it's much more. Goodness gracious. These people are ridiculous. I apologize. Everybody gets one warning. Robert, Black Phoenix, Hominus. I think I've seen him. Yeah, Joseph, one warning. Saying stupid shit is for you, SJW vermin. You can't. Okay. Thank you, Black Phoenix. If you say SJW, seriously, you need fucking help. If you say woke, seriously, you need fucking help, Travis. Okay, as long as she was pregnant, none of the doctors in Hausman encountered would do a thing that she needed to happen to diagnose her or treat her. Without an abortion, oh my god. So basically, it looks like what happened is they wouldn't do anything to check her brain, nor would they let her have an abortion to save herself, to save her eyesight, to save maybe not having a stroke. Rather than a woman who needed an abortion to save her life. Oh my god. Now millions of Americans won't be able to get an abortion if they want one. Some, like Hausman, will be people who are seeking abortion because a way of pregnancy is affecting their health. In theory, this shouldn't be a problem, thanks to, the mother life exception rule, even in the strictest abortion bans. but the medical professionals, legal experts, and researchers we spoke to say those exceptions are usually vague. Shocker. Shocker. Good morning, Breezen. Creating an environment where patients have to meet some unspoken and arbitrary criteria to get treatment. There are a lot of things that a pregnant woman can't have done to her body. There are a lot of things that a pregnant woman can't incur. Simply, it makes getting an x ray complicated or an MRI. Any of these things, a lot of the treatments and medications can pass through the barrier. So a lot of doctors won't prescribe medications that are needed for somebody, right? And that has a lot of bearing on a pregnancy, a healthy pregnancy. There are a lot of unknowns that'll happen. No one even said the word abortion out loud or even suggested that it was an option. This is in Maryland, a state that has very few restrictions on abortions. The doctor just told her that she needed and what she needed and why she couldn't have it. When she tried to call her OBGYN to ask what kind of abortion would be safe for someone who might have an optic nerve stroke. Oh my God. The flustered medical assistant who answered the phone didn't answer her questions and tried to talk her out of making any quick decisions. Of course. It's something that you need in this sort of a situation. Of course, this is a quicker situation, but it's also not something you need to make hastily. You need to talk to the father. You need to talk to your family. You need to talk to whoever you can rely on, even if that's a preacher or a priest or, and your OBGYN. These are not easy decisions for women. Yet, this one specifically was trapped between parts of the medical system and people ideologically opposed to her choice. Remember when it's pretty funny to see pro not funny. Okay, this is going to come off wrong, but stick with me, you'll see what I mean. Basically remember when all this was going down and we seen the Roe v. Wade era, even later than that. We saw a lot of pro-lifers bombing abortion places. We saw them doing it and having, lighting them on fire, and they would stand out in front and harass the women and all of that. It's coming back. It's coming back. And we're actually seeing companies, which I think is pretty fucking cool, cover Angelo. I love that. We're seeing a lot of companies like Microsoft, Telsa, Disney, all cover traveling expenses. Netflix, like a lot of medical expenses will be covered if you need to travel. That's amazing. Do you even know the history? Yes, absolutely I do. Yes, absolutely I do. And we've gone over so ignorant. I love it how people that absolutely are pro-life think that they have the moral high ground and know everything about it, right? And then a lot of them are surprised to learn that Jane Roe never even had an abortion. Yeah. That she actually went from being a huge pro-choicer to being a pro-lifer and actually getting paid for an opinion she didn't hold. The church, the pro-lifers, used her over and over again, giving her millions of dollars just to pretend that she was on their side. They used her as a trophy, even going on to admit it in a documentary. that they used her, they exploited her, and that she didn't believe a fucking word she was saying. She did it for the money. Jane Roe was a complicated woman. She was a complicated woman. She was definitely your typical road hard and put away wet, right? But even on her deathbed, going on to say, yeah. They used me. I took their money. And I said what they said. They coached me on what to say. And basically, I did it. Yep, for the money. How about the white? Oh, Jesus Christ. How about the white eugenics woman that doesn't want black women to have babies? So now in New York in 2018, more babies were aborted than born alive. What white eugenics woman? It doesn't want black women to have babies. Please, I would like proof or you're kicked. You assumed I'm sorry, Reese. But if not for an abortion, I would have 5 kids instead of 1. I didn't know, Reese. I'm sorry. I did not mean to assume. I promise. I'm waiting for your proof, Tara. You've got 2 minutes, or you guys are more than welcome to actually ban her. Clearly, she doesn't know what she's talking about. You didn't ask. I'm sorry, Reese. I really am. You like eugenics. You're okay with baby murder. There is no baby murder. You're the one becoming an insane retard. Why are you still here? Didn't we ban him? Tara doesn't even know her name, right? There is no baby murder. Do you know what the size of a baby is at the time most abortion takes place? Do you know what size it is? Travis, do you? Yeah, that's not a baby. It's not a baby. He's banned now. Okay, good. Yeah. Someone calling me a retard that clearly thinks that SJWs are real. Like, there is real SJWs. Yeah, let's be real. There is. But, like, this dude uses it unironically all the time. It's fucking ridiculous. I already took care. Thank you. So Tara is clearly doesn't know what she's talking about. So she comes back in the chat. You guys are more than willing to you shouldn't even have a platform. My platform, why? Why, Tara? Why shouldn't I have a platform? I love my platform. Wait, are you coming in on 2 different names? You really are, aren't you? Is this the same Tara Wolf and Tara Jackson? I'm assuming you're the same baby. It's an embryo, a fetus, or a zygote. It depends on which stage you're at. Wow, cancel culture. I know. The funny thing is the people that complain about cancel culture are actually the ones that do it more often than not, right? Like we just talked about them hating Chris Pratt now because he's a Christian. I still don't know why I shouldn't have a platform, but we're going to switch back because for some reason the absolutely inbred people have come through. So we're going to talk about what's going on in Texas a little bit here. We don't matter. Yes, Breezen, you do matter. Tara does not. So they're going after and I don't think you guys really care too much. But let me actually switch and I'll actually show you their I will for real show you their actual paperwork in Texas. It's fucking insane that these people I don't know how they got elected. I honestly do not understand it. So first off, they want to go after they actually said, and this isn't a joke, They wanna and I don't actually believe them, but they said they wanna secede from the union because Biden is basically they call like, he's the thief in chief, right? They don't recognize him. And it's funny because they don't show any proof of widespread voter fraud, but they claim it all the time. Don't ask for proof with them. You're not going to get it. Is my Wi-Fi messing up? All right. I think I got it fixed. All right. Did Tara ever come back? All right, she didn't show any proof. Shocker. They can't find studies, but they might misread and misinterpret them. So, Tech 213. Where are we at? We support the constitutional authority of state legislators to regulate voting, including disenfranchisement of convicted felons. That's pretty typical. I think I wrote down the wrong numbers. They actually so we had this whole year, right? We had this whole year of Black people asking for rights, for the end of qualified immunity, for different things. But instead, they decide to go for election fraud and without proof. It's mind boggling to me. So there's that one, right? And then we've got the civil rights 244. I'm pretty sure I wrote down the wrong numbers. We'll actually switch over to the other article that'll have it on there. I wrote down the wrong freaking numbers. Regardless, I'll tell you what they are. They're going after gay marriage, right? In Texas, they literally are saying that marriage is between a biological man and a biological woman. I'm using their words. And it is a religious thing. Again, America was founded on religious freedom. America was founded on religious freedom. But that's what they're making marriage about. Okay. All right, fine. All elections, oh yeah, of course. But all elections have let me bring it up. Some degree of fraud. The courts don't interfere unless the fraud would severely affect. Exactly. Right. There's always going to be something very small. But unless it were to actually affect the outcome of the election, they won't do anything. And they actually did do a whole bunch of audits, right? A whole bunch of audits. And nothing was found. Or rather, very little was found. So then they want to go up against this isn't a fucking joke, you guys. This isn't a joke. Civil rights voting law. Basically, they want to change it so they can gerrymander even worse than what they do now. It's fucking terrible. And then they want to change the Equal Rights Amendment law after 1978, I believe it is, right around there, that states men and women are equal. This is not a joke. They want to change it so gay people can't get married, so you can't do in your home with what you want. They want to go after sodomy laws, right? We're going to go over this article. It's crazy. To play devil's advocate, let me see here, Robert. So many people have thousands of years of definition of marriage being one way. Let's be honest, it's not likely for them to let it go and change. In Texas, it's not likely, Robert. In Texas, it's not likely. This is the Texas GOP. This is the Texas GOP. The people in power in Texas. Good morning, Keely. They should be. They should be. Maybe they would get double homicide. Maybe. Oh, in general, yes. In general. All right, let's go over this article. This is insane. This is insane. These are the people that would not allow the log cabin. Conservatives. And again, I don't understand how you can be a conservative and gay. I don't. But we need to go over this because it is fucking astounding how bad it's getting. So it says Texas Republicans over the weekend wove a tapestry of extremism. This isn't one of those hyperbolic things. Like, there's a lot of these articles that are like really up and hyperbolic and it comes down to nothing. This ain't it. This ain't it. This is real crazy extremism. At the Houston convention Saturday, the state GOP put forth a party platform. That's what we were just going over. That calls to abolish abortion, attacks homosexuality as an abnormal lifestyle choice. Homosexuality, in their eyes, is not only a choice. They weren't born that way. That's how they can actually get through with putting this, right? Because if you think about it, if you hate somebody because of the color of their skin, you're a racist. You're absolutely a bigot. They can't change that. They can't change the color of their skin, right? But if you hate somebody for a choice, then your hate is more justified. So they don't believe they were born that way. They believe it is a choice, an abnormal lifestyle choice. Fucking mind-boggling. And formally rejects Joe Biden's victory. Yes, they don't believe that Joe Biden actually won. I've seen a lot of that actually out there, weirdly enough. Nobody can actually, for the party that's facts over feelings, nobody can actually prove it, right? I only hate boring people. I hope not me, James. I'm sorry if I'm boring. It also rebunks Republican senators, including Texas conservative John Cornyn, who was booed as he spoke at the event, who took part in the gun reform negotiation with Democrats in the wake of last month's school shooting. That gun reform bill was nothing. Like, nothing at all. Nothing. It was, I guess, a way to kind of do the olive branch, but it didn't change really anything whatsoever. I mean, if present your feelings as facts, then I don't know. But the part, okay, where was I at? It is a thoroughly radical doctrine, the kind that previous incarnations of the party might have softened up a bit, if for no reason than to avoid turning off voters not already on the base. But the party outright dismissed an efforts by some of its delegates to do just that, underscoring not only how far to the right the GOP is continuing to move, but how brazen it has become to do so. It's going to talk about Donald Trump radicalizing the party. The GOP has never exactly been big tent party, but it used to try to convince voters, right? They go on about that. Okay, so I don't want to go over all this. During the 3-day event, oh my god. Texas Republican administered a right-wing purity test. A purity test. Yes, they have a purity test. What? Okay. All right. that even some of the most conservative lawmakers in Washington could not pass. Cornyn faced jeers from some taking his issue in the gun control with Democrats, even as he bragged that he used his seat in negotiating for basically gun garbling wish list. Dan Crenshaw, former Navy SEAL who lost his eye in combat, physically confronted at the convention goers, including Proud Boys, who mocked him as Eye Patch McCain, a nickname apparently blah blah blah. This is what they're doing to their own. This is insane.
Eye Patch McCain. Hey, Eye Patch McCain. Look at Eye Patch McCain right here. You're a rhino. You're a globalist. You're a globalist rhino.
You're a globalist?
You're a globalist rhino.
Globalist
you're a
rhino.
globalist rhino. Eye Patch McCain. Eye Patch McCain. Eye Patch McCain. You're a globalist rhino. You're a globalist rhino.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
To continue.
You know, the more I think about it, it takes a lot of gall for Eye Patch McCain to attack moms who are worried about baby formula as, quote, pro-Russia. I mean, that's one of the most outrageous things I think I've ever heard.
What the fuck? It's very weird to me that Tulsi Gabbard would go on Tucker Carlson. I actually did not know that, and lost a lot of respect for her. But that's regardless. Going so far as to say he needs to be hung for treason. Okay. Those incidents. Warning, what happened? Let me see. I didn't even see anybody. Maybe I don't have it on live chat, that's why. Wow, dude is hysterical. Absolutely. God damn, this girl is dumb. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm quite educated. Those incidents might be brushed off as outbursts by members of the Frenzies base, except delegates would go on to codify that radical. Can you not? Can you not? Go. I don't know what's wrong with them today. Now you got sneezes? Can you guys hear him sneezing? You okay, buddy? All right, he's good. He's good. Okay, where was I? Tulsi is horrible. I actually don't know much about Tulsi. She seemed okay, but the fact that she went on Tucker Carlson no. If you're seriously going on Tucker Carlson as a Democrat, what the fuck? Yeah, it was my cats. Now he's got sneezes. He's chilling behind me. His brother's trying to hump him and he's not happy about it. The platform committee on Saturday passed an agenda that, in addition to culture war stuff, told you it's all political posturing. At least that's what it seems like it is with DeSantis for sure. Also calls for the repeal. I told you. Fucking told you. The repeal! Not a fucking joke of the 1965 Voting Rights Act. What is wrong with these people? And why and how do they still have a platform and why are they still in power? Tulsi Gabbard criticizes both parties. Democrats go on Fox News all the time, just like I don't actually watch either one of the programs. I'm not gonna lie. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch MSNBC. I don't watch Fox News. Every once in a while, I'll get sent stuff from Tucker Carlson. Like, he talks about the great replacement theory and stuff. Like, I just can't take that dude seriously. He's just ridiculous. And a lot of the things that Tucker Carlson specifically has said was in the manifesto of the Buffalo shooter. And it's funny because they go after stuff like CRT, which I'll be real, I don't know a lot about. But they don't go after, like, they need to make bills to go after the great replacement theory with the same fucking energy that they go after CRT. It's just all Nonsense. Purity tests sound like something out of the comic book industry. It does. It does. Like, fucking, I see a lot of people like, Young Ripa talking about basically purity testing, right? Like, fucking gatekeeping and shit. Yeah. I would say especially in crowdfunding. And Tulsi is a homophobe. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about her. She's got like that weird Jason Todd streak though. They do now. 1965 Voting Rights Act. Yep. While delegates in the vote approved resolutions debunking Cornyn and other Republican senators declaring acting President Biden was not legitimately elected. What? You know how Biden got so many votes and people act like, oh my God, how did this man that's very unpopular as a president get so many votes? It wasn't because it was him that was great. People voted because they fucking hated Trump. Hate is a real motivator. It absolutely is. What happened? Was there some ruling today that I missed? The decision strips President Biden of a critical tool to control pollution. Oh, Jesus. With Mitch McConnell saying its limit of power is unelected, unaccounted for bureaucrats. What happened? I must have missed it in the chat. Supreme Court curbs EPA's authority to address. I'm going to have to look. Goodness gracious. So much for checks and balances, right? Fucking strap in. This country is going to be pretty terrible for a while. Okay. Acting not legitimately elected. Senate Republicans felt that the party was going too far. Donald Trump Jr., of all people, criticized the Texas GOP for blocking the Log Cabin Republicans, the largest conservative LGBT group, from taking part in the convention. And at least a couple of the delegates voted against the platform's anti-LGBT plank on a basis that it does not move us forward in a party to gain voters. Oh no, you are losing so many. And that is the really scary part. Not scary. That's what you're doing. That's absolutely what you're doing. Thank you so much, in Igniter Zone. You didn't say anything. You didn't say, if you have something to say it in the chat. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, though. Biden is a fucking racist. He's also so incompetent and corrupt. Oh, yeah. But I think a lot of people chose, and that's why he got so many votes, was they chose the lesser of two evils, right? They chose the lesser of two evils. What if Trump won the election instead of Biden? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They chose the lesser of two evils. I don't know what's going to happen. None of us do. But I would highly suggest, if you need birth control, get it now. If you need Plan B, get it now. If you need any of those things, get it now. If you know where to order it from, keep it bookmarked. If you need condoms, get it now. It's really fucking scary. The SCOTUS, something needs to happen with the Supreme Court. I'm sorry, there needs to be term limits. Power to limit greenhouse gas emissions group of red states and coal companies contested a federal appeal court decision that said the EPA could issue regulations on greenhouse gases. Welcome to ruining our planet. Welcome to it. I mean, we've been here, right? But it just goes to show that what we have here as a planet, we don't care about. Our country is forever divided. Yeah. And it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. Trump is a better leader. I'd rather have him as president than an incompetent fool in the form of laughing. The world is laughing at America right now. I don't think they're laughing. Who's laughing? Trump caused a lot of this. A lot of this inflation, a lot of this issues within the Supreme Court. He emboldened. Can you stop trying to hump your brother? You're so cute. I love you. Go. He emboldened a lot of people, and this is what we're getting. Trump and Biden are two sides of the same coin. I agree. That's why I said it's a lesser of two evil. And a lot of people were saying vote blue no matter who, right? So the LGBTQ stuff. But this is not the party that has shown much interest in moving forward. Instead, as the Texas GOP convention over the weekend made plain, most of the party's energy seemed to be focused on executing ugly culture wars, and relitigating an election that has been settled for close to 2 years now. I actually live in Texas or Florida. Like, both of them are terrible. Igniter, thank you so much. I am convinced Republicans have a betting pool going to see who can end the human race in the dumbest, most avoidable way possible. I wouldn't doubt it. They're taking no issue with real issues, okay? I'm talking about environmental issues, gun control issues, and I'm not a huge gun control advocate. I want to make that clear. Issues with women, LGBTQ. You know what they're going after? Lightyear had a kiss in it for 2 seconds, and it was a gay kiss. So let's pass a bill in Florida about woke ideology and gay people. What? It's political posturing, and it's working with the dumbest base in the nicest way possible. It's working with the people that are and have internalized racism and homophobia. So they go, oh, that doesn't belong in a kid's movie. And then they realize, oh, fuck, every single kid's movie has kisses in it. Every single one has issues like that. But culture war, got to get those gays out. Like yesterday, I was blown away. This woman is crazy. Thank you. Nice to meet you. And you must be new here if you did not know that. Yesterday blew my mind. So I'll actually show you. Because it's fucking insane that people are such pussies. I'm sorry. They're so like this. You're mad about a gay Spider-Man? What? There's a bunch of... Okay, all right. This one blew my mind, though. It's okay, straight. Wait. Let me put it up on the screen, Robert. If it's okay for straights, it's okay for LGBTQ. Yes. That's what I'm saying. What? Of course it is. Of course it is. Why would anybody care? And then they're like, I posted something the other day because I was so shocked. People were trying to compare. Oh, what's that movie called? Top Gun to Lightyear. A live action movie about the military to a kids Pixar animated show about a toy. Somebody make it make sense. I just don't understand why you would compare those two. Like, I could understand, like, comparing Encanto and Lightyear, or, like, the Northman? Is that what it is? The Northman to, the military movie, Top Gun. Like, those things make sense, right? Those make sense. But instead, it's like, I am going to compare two movies that have fucking nothing to do with each other and pretend like this works towards my narrative. We don't talk about Bruno. You are absolutely right. We never, well, I missed it. We never talk about Bruno, even though I still love that song. And every time on Miss Marvel I see Bruno, I'm like, I gotta sing it in my head. Yeah, Bryant. The original Top Gun is actually like a queer classic, like a cult thing, right? Look it up. I'm not even fucking kidding. There's so many like queer undertones to that. But you know, if you don't see it, that's fine too. Caught up on Miss Marvel. Oh, yes. Yes, Bianca, I will be emailing you after this. I will be emailing you. The Quartering made a big deal about Baymax and Lightyear, but has never, ever, even once said anything about the Owl House. I said, it's a bunch of hypocrisy. Oh, come on, you know that. You know they're all fucking hypocrites. Like, they're like, we're against cancel culture unless it's Taylor Lorenz or somebody we don't like. Yeah, okay. I gotta watch the Owl. I've never even heard of the Owl. I have, but what? Get off the Democrat slave plantation. What? You can't be serious, right? Like, Republicans are the racists that like are openly racist, right? They're like, we don't want the black vote. We made that clear. No. Please go to the Democratic Party. And the Democrats are the ones that are like, we're not racist until you push too hard and want something real, like an end to qualified immunity. And then they're like, nah, we're actually a little bit racist. We're just better at hiding it. Like, they both suck in their own ways. But yeah, I would say Republicans don't even try to hide it. Okay, whatever, save it for Sunday school, right? Well, we're not even talking about Jesus. Oh, yes, we were talking about Baymax. Please, I'm going to show you this clip. Please, tell me why this is offensive. I've got 206. Look at my ratio. Look at my ratio. We can see it because I'm on my profile. Look at that ratio, guys. How is this even remotely offensive? Okay, you ready?
Excuse me, which of these products would you recommend?
Oh, well, these are the tampons I usually use.
Thank you.
I prefer pads. They're more comfortable for me.
Thank you.
I always get the ones with wings.
Thank you.
Get unscented and bleach-free if you can.
Thank you.
Yo, my daughter loves these.
Thank you.
These might be easier if it's her first period.
These
are really environmentally friendly.
That's it. Are you guys super offended? Are you going to leave because you hate me and you're offended by what I just shown on here? Right? Why is that offensive? Let me actually show you what they're offended over. I cannot believe it.
Excuse me, which of these products would you recommend?
Oh, well, these are the tampons I usually use.
Thank you.
I prefer pads. They're more comfortable for me.
Thank
Ready?
I always get the ones with
That's
wings.
what they're offended at. A trans man. That's what they're offended at. That is what they're offended at. That is not a joke. And then I seen some in the comments going, because the robot is buying tampons and pads or people were like, this period shit shouldn't be in kids stuff. I'm like, hey, I want you to watch a movie called Turning Red. Like, girls at that age, this is probably made for what, 8 to 15-year-old, that range, right? What did he even say? I didn't hear. Here, I'll show you one more time. It was really dumb, Bianca. Like, he just said these pads or
Scented
something.
and bleach free if you can.
Thank you.
Yo, my daughter loves these.
Thank you.
These might be easier if it's her first period.
Thank
No, I didn't, Bianca. I'm sorry. Right here.
Excuse me. Which of these products would you recommend?
Oh, well, these are the tampons I usually use.
Thank you.
I prefer pads. They're more comfortable for me.
Thank you.
I always get the ones with wings.
Thank you.
Get unscented.
That's it. I always get the ones with wings. That is the offensive part. I'm assuming he's a trans man and that's why he's wearing the flag. I'm assuming that's the offensive part. The funny thing is, to me, like, these people are the people that 10, maybe 20 years ago were offended at interracial couples or black people being on screen. They're still offended by that. Like, if you're offended over, and I know I use this too often because it's just recently happened, but if you are offended over Lightyear, I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't have respect for you. Especially after we saw Ariel and, what's her name? Whatever his name's, Kiss. Aladdin and Jasmine kiss. Jasmine goes so far to try to fucking seduce Jafar, but keep it out of our kids' stuff? Red Bull sells tampons? Maybe. Yeah, that's all it is, Black Phoenix. It's culture war bullshit. Culture war bullshit. And you know what? I hate to break it to you guys, but you fucking lost. You lost. Hollywood by nature has always been very liberal. Comics by nature have always been very progressive. You lost the culture war. I'd seduce Jafar, right? Jafar was oddly hot for a cartoon, right? Maybe it was the beard. I don't know. Maybe it was like the bad boy attitude. I'm just fucking with you. It's amazing that we are in this place. That tampons in a Baymax thing. That's a movie that's not even out yet, I'm assuming. I haven't heard anything. I did like the first Big Hero 6. I thought it was really cute, to be honest with you. I like it. I love that name, Hero, right? Hiro. I think that's such a cool dude name. I love it. You have gone off the deep end now. Okay, we're gonna bring this up. Please tell me how, because I'm not offended over Buzz Lightyear kiss. I mean, it wasn't even Buzz Lightyear. It was I don't even know the character's name. I'm waiting for an answer though. Almsy. Because I don't want to. And you know what's funny about it? And I like Shelby a lot. You guys probably know. Oh, it's a new show coming out on Disney Plus. Thank you, Warm Lily. I had no idea, but I did. The first one was really cute. I love it. It's adorable. Like superheroes for kids, and it's fucking awesome. Yeah. A lot of this is, I don't know, bigotry. A lot of this is being scared of what you don't know. A lot of this is simply not being able to be empathetic towards another human being. A lot of this is Team A versus Team B and being unwilling to call out the other team when they're bad. Like Robert said earlier, the end stage abortion shit, that gave them a lot of fuel. That shit's bullshit. I'm not okay with it. And most people aren't okay with it. I'm still waiting for an answer, see. I'll call anyone anything they want, but I'm not going to say a man can give birth. See, and I don't even get into the culture war stuff. I think, are you talking about like a trans woman or a trans man? I'm sorry. There is one thing I don't understand. I'm going to say this in the least offensive way possible. How can somebody, and it was actually I think Vita Ayala who made me question this. How can somebody be like, I see this trans non-binary thing. How can somebody be trans and non-binary? Does anybody know? Like, it's a weird question. So this is what Joseph shared. This is the moment in question that everyone's so offended by. So we're just going to put it on the background to drive the bigots crazy. Apparently I've lost it, but I don't know why. I don't know why. I maybe I'll never know why. I don't know. So what I was saying earlier about Shelby, and I like Shelby a lot. So this is no disrespect right off the bat. He uses this in a lot. It's not offensive. It's pandering. It's not offensive. It's pandering. Well, a lot of these people that complain, and this got way, like we talked about Roe v. Wade, but this got way into the culture war stuff, but that's all right. A lot of these people that complain, okay, thank you, Billy. I was hoping somebody would know, and again, my ignorance, I don't know. Non-binary people are not cis, so they're trans. Okay, thank you. That actually does explain it. Thank you, Billy. But if the culture war is won, why are you making a video about Roe v. Wade? I didn't make any videos about Roe v. Wade. Are you talking about this? This live stream? Do you actually think that's... Can you stop humping your brother? God bless it. Leave them alone, you freaking weirdos. I have friends who are non-binary, who are not trans. See, that's why I'm not going to get into it. It confuses me, and I try to be correct, and I'm like, if I don't understand something, I want to understand something, right? That's just my nature. Like, if I get into a subject, I can go deep. Cats are gross. My cats are just horny little bitches. But I love getting into and learning about different subjects. So that's why I was curious. That one I hadn't been able to find. Yes, the stream. Do you think Roe v. Wade is a culture war issue? I would say that's very different. I would say it is an issue of fascism. For the, that word's overused, and I'm sorry to use that word. Because a lot of people have used words so often, whether it's fascist or bigotry or dictatorship or authoritarian or Nazi for that matter, have used these words over and over again, just like woke and SJW, to a point where they've lost the real meaning. But that's what it is. That's what it is. You controlling other people. By doing so, that is fascistic. I'm sorry, it is. It's definitely fascism to accept killing babies. What? It has nothing to do with babies. Do you guys not understand, like, basics here? Basics. Basics. It has nothing to do with a fetus or an embryo or a zygote. It has to do with control. Ooh, okay. So a lot of the issues I've noticed with these people, and going back to what Shelby said, is their issue isn't even sometimes. Now, sometimes I believe Shelby's is. Their issue isn't with the queer couple or the representation or the character. Sometimes it's simply with capitalism. And I know, I think it was Comics and Finance had an issue with how he said capitalism is exploitative, but it's extremely exploitative. It's extremely exploitative. And they're going to, like, rainbow capitalism, right? Rainbow capitalism is a real thing. Pandering towards the Rust Belt is a real thing. People knowing their audience and exploiting them is essentially what capitalism is. And it's used over and over again. That's some of these people's issues. Now, is it everybody that actually uses that excuse? No. No. Of course not. Some people just literally have an issue with a gay kiss and use the other excuse. Now, the problem is that emboldened bigotry that ruins other people's life. And I'm not being hyperbolic here. I am being real. That emboldened, internalized bigotry towards gay people, towards queer people, towards trans people can ruin other people's life. We have seen. Oh, was it Mike Pence? No, it was Clarence Thomas calling to look upon gay marriage, sodomy laws, birth control laws. That you want to take away. You actually want to take away a couple's right to marriage, to actually spend their life together, to get a simple marriage license. That's all they want. Why are we back to this? Why are we back to this? We're going fucking backwards. Wait, you can't be serious. Please tell me you're not serious. This has to be a troll, right? This has to be. This has to be. This has to be a troll. Freedom of religion also stands for people that are atheists, that are agnostic. You don't get to put your will upon somebody else and you making them accept it. This has to be a fucking a troll. I refuse to believe it's not. I'm sorry. I refuse because my mind cannot take it. Thank you, Joseph. Here, have some exploitation and feed the cats. I don't know what their problem is this morning. Usually they like a little bit drive me crazy during stream, but this one is a little bit going overboard. And Justice Thomas might be in trouble. His wife, yeah. Justice Thomas, and I've said this over and over again to people that are like he's being heralded as this, like, I don't know, like, based Chad. I don't know. I'm trying to use right wing, like, yeah, internet terms. Based Chad. Sure, that's what we're gonna say. But he's extremely, extremely corrupt. Extremely corrupt. Not only him, but his wife. Like, there are text messages with proof of her involvement in the January 6th riots. But this man is allowed to make up your mind and my mind on Roe v. Wade. And then there's this other thing. There's this other weird thing that they do. And it's I'll move this now. It's doing this weird thing like, well, it's not a big deal, you know, hose mad thing. It's just going back to the state. Oh, honey. Within 15 fucking minutes, they have trigger laws. The first one took 15 minutes. 15 minutes. That is remarkable. That is insane. Gay marriage would be remarkably difficult to overturn specifically. The reason gay marriage is constitutional is because it is determined that a marriage is a one state is protected in all states. Right. And you thought, didn't you think, I mean, I guess I'm assuming here that Roe v. Wade would be hard to overturn. That all of these things would be hard to overturn. The precedent was there, and they didn't care. They didn't care. The funny thing is when Roe v. Wade was actually adopted in 1973, it was a Republican majority, which also is a little scary because it seems like they're getting more and more extreme. Legal Eagle talks about, who's Legal Eagle? I don't know if I've ever heard of him. I've watched a couple Roe v. Wade videos. I don't think I've come across that one. One that I found more recently that I see, I always try to find relatively objective news sources, and it's very, very hard. One I found recently is America Uncovered, I think it is. I also like not very, very left leaning. I'll say that. Basically, I think her name's Francesca Frederici or something. I've talked about her before. I've shown her before. She did a video the other day about the hypocrisy of the Roe v. Wade stuff. And there was a, I don't remember exactly. You know what? I'll just show you guys, actually. I don't remember her name. I know I've got it in my history. But it's actually pretty funny considering Ivanka Trump is super against what's it called? Super against abortion, and she's had one. Please tell me. Make it make sense. It doesn't. This is actually hilarious though. Bye, Elon. Have fun at work. So we won't go through the whole thing, obviously, but Doug Ducey from Arizona, right? I am proud that Arizona has been ranked the most pro-life state in the country. That's actually shocking to me. I would think it was Texas again, but yeah, I don't know. Here we will continue to cherish life and protect it in every possible way. Your son made me take a plan B after we hooked up, but carry on. Like, fucking hilarious. All the mistresses are fucked. Oh my God. Reminder, if you can convince people that abortion is murder, then you can get away with murder. And then you had Ivanka Trump. Where is that? Like, I know that she is not objective. I know that at all. I like, she's very left leaning. Maybe he's lying about Arizona. He might be. This is, you I don't even have to read it to make you laugh. What the fuck? Oh, again, speculation. But goodness gracious, the fucking hypocrites are insane. Arizona is slowly turning blue, elected 2 Democrat senators, and went to Biden last election. Aha. Wait, is Ivanka left? No. No, not at all. She's very Republican, like her daddy. I was like, oh my God. Like it's frustrating because it doesn't matter. Like I do this both sides thing, but the more and more I look into it, um, the hypocrisy is much stronger on the right. The more and more I look into it, these people push me further and further away. I was thinking of Melania. Wait, isn't that his wife? Like, do you honestly believe in your heart of hearts that Trump hasn't caused somebody to have an abortion? Like, we all remember that Stormy Daniels bullshit, right? Guarantees scummies calls everyone groomers. And that's, you know what? That's another thing that bugs me. Is the right does this terrible thing where they try to make it seem like anybody in the queer community is groomers, or they try to conflate that. Do you notice when Dub Don't Say Gay bill came out, that they went in with the anti-grooming bill, but most of the grooming that we've heard of as of late, not even as of late, in the past 10 years, has been within churches and everything else. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. They're so fucking frustratingly hypocritical. And normally I don't even, I won't do a whole stream based on something like this, but Trump used to love the Clintons. Yeah. I think I have heard that he was once a Democrat. I don't know that I've seen proof of it, but it's going to be a little rare for me. To Trump's benefit, he did send a lot of monies to the Black community, and he did embrace the LGBT community. He was the first president to actually embrace the LGBTQ community, which is mind-blowing because before that it was Obama. But yes, that's about all the credit I can give him. I wouldn't go that far. Maybe you're, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, Tristan. The culture war is never finished, and you're starting to see the signs of the pushback. Live and let live only works when you don't step on other people's toes. Going through life is stepping on other people's toes. Unfortunately, whether it's getting a promotion at work or getting the last can of beans at the grocery store. But how do you actually I don't know, how do you actually think that the culture war is not, it is a little bit, maybe you're right. We are seeing some pushback, but not to the point where it's actually succeeding. The first pushback we really seen was this Daily Wire movie stuff, and even the people that love Gina Carano and Ben Shapiro say the movie is fucking terrible. Like, that's all we're seeing, then fine. But there needs to be some sort of unity, and I don't know if that's even possible. That's exactly right, Nai Baru. The fact that when we went over the Texas stuff, they called it an abnormal lifestyle, and then they're like, I'm not homophobic. Bitch, what? Okay, all right. The Vatican secrets are insane, and the stuff that they cover up, it's insane. You might be right. You might be right, Angelo. I would have to look it up. All I knew was that he said something, maybe in one of his speeches where he included it. I don't remember. You might be right, though. I would have to look it up, so I take back my praise. All right, guys, I am going to wrap up, but sorry that you had to deal with all of the insane trolls that are like, oh my god, killing babies, hoes mad, own the libs. I don't know. You know what they say. But I am going to wrap up. Thank you guys so much. I will see